Good morning, good afternoon, and happy freaking Thursday. Last night's top stock on NAMM had an amazing day today. I'm sure you saw it. Last night's free watch list, I said today was NAMM day. We're going back to NAM here on, on NAMM. Greenland News had these rare earth stocks going big, so this was the top watch today. I'm going to break down exactly why I was watching and how I traded it today in the whole 9 yards. Every single execution today we're going to break down, so a lot to go ahead and dive into. So let's go ahead and get rolling here. I'm going to save NAMM for last. We'll come back to this, but I want to start first with SXTP, which was the leading gapper, and CMCT. And oh, that was a roller coaster there. I want to start though with these three. These were the three most obvious stocks today: was SXTP, CMCT, and then NOM. Today was one of those days where I started out really frustrated. I came into market open. I've got some wins on NOM and NAMM. Easier to say NOM. Don't have flashbacks on me here. But it was one of those where I was having a hard time getting reads at the bell. So SXTP, I came in here and this gets gapping up out of the bell. Of course, I missed the first move here. And I think one of those things is the market was so hot through December, early January. Today I try to get aggressive again. And as we saw Monday, or not even Monday, market was closed Monday, but Tuesday, Wednesday, things are not quite following through like they were the last 2 weeks. I don't know what that is. Obviously, NAMM did today. But a lot of these leading gappers out of the bell, you aren't getting great moves. So out of market open today, this gets squeezing up big on SXTP, leading gainer in the market, and 1 million share float. You have the break of the 200 moving average over that 650 spot. So I'm sitting here looking for it to base off of that 200 moving average for the leg up higher. And so I nail an entry here as it's consolidating off of the 9 EMA, and I'm looking for this extension higher. Now, what I'm noticing though, and the one thing I've got to work on myself, and this is even the reason why I want to be so transparent is because I've been doing this now going on 9 years. There are times where you take a trade you shouldn't have, and there's ways you can go back and journal review and say, okay, I shouldn't take this again. If it comes back tomorrow, I'm not going to touch this. What it comes down to is range in a 1 minute setup like this. Whenever range is so tight, look at this. If this was a different setup and you had a micro pullback where you're taking it down off this pullback here for the leg up higher, that's one thing. But when you have a stock like this, it's putting in place this tight range. In this case here, where you've got it stuck between the 713 and 780. You're trying to play in the middle of this range. That's my problem here. I'm not going to beat around the bush. This is probably the setup that I lose on most frequently is this setup right here. I see it consolidating and I want to get that leg up higher, but what it comes down to is just wait for the leg higher. And at that point, am I going to play it anyways? If you get breaking out, it's going to be overextended. And so it wasn't really a great setup. And that one was not. I did come back and I took a win here with the right entry. So the first entry that I had here is what I noticed is stock was stuck in a tight range. I should not have traded this. And again, just being fully open when I say this, because again, I want you to understand what's working in the market right now. And that is, it's just not a good setup. You don't have any room to the upside to play this decently. You're almost rolling a dice here with a 1-to-1 risk to reward, looking to flip up higher, and then you can get it out on the break of the high of day. Way to look at it, but at that point, it's an A plus. Not really. So it pulls back, and it bases off the 20 EMA. We can see here it pulls back, puts in place this little doji candle off the low. As that next candle breaks up higher, I take the entry. Of course, stop loss goes to the bottom of this candle, and I'm able to at least get that back. So I play it here from 680s back up into the 740s. I even try to get an add here as prices moving higher to see if I couldn't get the crack up through back of the high of day. And of course, I don't get it there. It chops around a little bit, and overall had a nice win here though. And it ends up making the move later, but look at price action. Just terrible price action. So I had a win here, had a loss here. And this trade here, again, the one thing that I'll say again is just not enough range. Not enough range. I had the same thing happen yesterday on SLGB. I talked about it yesterday where we had a very similar setup at market open where I'm trying to play it for the breakout, where you're almost trying to anticipate the breakout and rule number one of what not to do. So that's how I started, of course, on SXTP. Then we went on over to, have a big win here. I got a perfect 5-minute read off the pullbacks out of the open this morning, and then it just got all bipolar on me. So I'm watching this out of the bell, and we flush hard here out of the open. Of course, my initial game plan here, I'll show you on the notepad from market open, was watching it over 205 for the range back to 230, 240. Or hold on, what was I looking at there? Wrong setup. I was looking at over VWAP for the range back to 580 and 640. And so I didn't even get to play it that way. I tried to, and it just kept on faking out. So we have this lower high. Okay, so we're trying to break out here. I see it break back over the EMAs here, and I take an entry looking for that continuation higher. I get the squeeze up higher through VWAP, and I'm like, all right, well, now we're cooking here. I got it here from 446 to 480s. It pulls back. I try to add back here off of VWAP for the continuation higher. and then it just gets bipolar. So I've got this big win here to start. I try to add back, because look at this. We have this range here formed. Look at this. And this is where today I got a little bit, I was getting pretty tilted. I'll be completely just brutally honest here. I was getting quite tilted. Where look at this. So we have this range formed here from open, this area of demand formed, where again, you can see clearly this was an area of supply, demand. It's a clear area of interest here in the market. And so I see this candle pull back off this past wick. I try to take it off the pullback for the squeeze back up higher. And again, I take a loss on it. Well, then it breaks back out after trading so wide. I try to take it real quick and punch it for the break of 5. And then it hesitates, comes back down off of VWAP, and then makes the move. I'm like, okay, I'm just getting irritated. I've got a big win, then I came back and took 2 little losses. I came back, I see it pull back, get big topping tail off the high. I take a pullback here down off the 90 MA. I take it for a little win. You can see again here, it played off the pullbacks because we have this decent range here sort of where I'm trying to play this sort of tough, to be frank with you. And you know, if you were trading this today, this thing was tough to get reads on. So then I have a win here from 498 back up into the 515s. Okay, then it's getting so tight here with these higher lows off the bottom of trend that I'm trying to look for that breakout here, as you can see here. I take it here, looking to get that move back up into its previous highs, back up into this, 550 and 6 range. And by this point here, I've got 2 wins and 2 losses. Big topping tails off the highs, big wicks off the lows. Everything's trading crazy. Looking back at this, the re-entry I had here was perfect, but what was worrying me so much and why I cut it at break even was just the fact of 1, 2, 3, 4, how nasty price action was on this. So I think this begins to trade terribly. Really, after the first trade, just trades terribly. So my saving grace today, let's go over it. NAMM. Top stock on last night's watch list. Now, why did I know to watch this today? Well, first and foremost, chart was incredible. But the big thing here is the theme we have, right? We have that Greenland news yesterday where we have the Greenland deal sort of to fruition there. And so I was watching this into the bell today. And as you can see, I caught this thing for an incredible play. I caught it here from 3s all the way up into the 3.7s. But going into today, well, let's look at overall trend on the 15-minute chart. It's a bit easier to see for a watch list. And check this out. The game plan here was to watch over the high of day from yesterday. And I actually played a little bit lower today too. I love this setup today. It looks so good. So we have these lows from yesterday's afternoon range. Higher low, higher low, higher low. And we have this flat top high here as well, where you've got this really nice range to try and play. And so I was watching this out of the bell. I'll show you the game plan here. Off of 197 for the range to 240 today. Look at this. Off of 197. Because we saw it reclaiming trend out of market open. What do we have? Perfect confluence there of VWAP in the 90 MA. And so I was able to play it some out of market open. Right? We have the perfect setup here. But the big thing, again, like I said, the theme here was just perfect. This thing met criteria to a T. 12.5 million share float. Massive move yesterday, held its trend all night, reclaimed into the morning, simple pullbacks off the 90 MA VWAP, daily range, like I said, theme. It was just a really good setup. And so I came in at market open saying, okay, this is my top watch. I want to play this. I need to play this. Like, I had so much conviction here, and I wanted to make it work so bad. And that's dangerous. Because at that point, I've got this bias that going into market open, I want to make this work. And so that being said, I actually did play it well out of market open. We get the flush out of the bell. I take it here from 214 up into the 220s, and then it stalls. And if you were watching this out of the bell today, volume was there, but price action wasn't. It was very stagnant, it didn't have much momentum behind the moves. And so I had it there from, like you said, 214 back to the 220s. Then I had it back from 215 back up into the 220s. And then again here where it sells off and then reclaims the 90 MA. I try to do it again here. Look at this. And I take it back here from, you can see here, 214 back to 217. And it's just trading so weird. Look at this. It rejects as it tries to break out. Price action is just kind of, it's hard. It's tough to get reads on. And so all three here, I'm small green on it today. It breaks out and pivots over the highs, and I try to get something going here too. But as you can see, really weird price action again. This was also a really weird spot because you had previous high of day right up here over current price where it was trying to reject. So again, I have a very small win here as well. Until it actually set up with the watch list criteria, and what do you know? No break, no trade is the saying. I need to get a big sign for the back of my wall here that says no break, no trade, because today my biggest win was on last night's watch list plan, which was the break of the high of day. And I'll show you here the game plan. Look at this. Was to watch for the break over that recent high, as you can see right here. Look for the break of the high of day. Watch for pullbacks for the range up 3, 6, and 5. Well, we broke over that 283 spot like we said on the watch list. And guess what? I saw buyers coming off the 90 MA. Nailed the entry there at $3 and got to move here all the way to 360. Just trailed off the 90 MA the entire way. I did leave some profit on the table, but at this point of the morning, it was kind of late in the day. It was going on 10:30, 10:40. So I was just really glad to have been able to catch this, wrap up the day on an amazing note using the watch list from last night. If you don't use the free watch list, I post it every single night everywhere to try and help everybody out to know what stocks you're supposed to be watching. That way you're not guessing going into the next day. And I think it was awesome. It's an awesome way to end the morning after a frustrating day with CMCT, which it was very choppy there. Able to end the day on a good note with this, and so for that, I'm much more happy. So that's the morning recap. Really good day today. As always, if you did learn a thing or two, hit that subscribe button for daily content just like this, and to watch and trade alongside me every single day in real time, and to get alerts, education, chat room access, watch list, scanners, news, Momentum Journal, Momentum AI, and so much more. Grab your 7-day free trial. That link is down in the description below. I will see you there for an awesome day again tomorrow. Of course, comment down below how you did today in the market. Hopefully you had an awesome day, and I will catch you back there. See ya.